Hey guys, Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a hard mode dungeon update. We're going to be looking at the bug fixes that they've done, and we're going to be talking about Dragon 25 specifically, and we're going to be talking about a champion that I said to Plarium about a few months ago was bugged, and they told me it was working as intended, but we have proof in this video that it is in fact bugged. In a good way for us though, in a good way. But before we get to that, let's just talk about the hard mode dungeon bugs that we have been experiencing. We talked about it in the Akimtum video that I did when I was looking at Spider 10 hard, that the Spider was the most bugged of them all. Spider, for some reason, was taking twice the amount of the Spiderling damage that it should have done. It should only be taking about 30% per 10 Spiderling death. It was taking 60%. And we were having weird bugs with Hex causing double debuff, double attackers to kill the queen twice as fast. I saw clips after the first bug fix of Leoris doing about 70% damage. Who knows? But they finally, as of Friday, looks like it has been fixed. So we will be cleansing, if we haven't already by the time this video comes out, all of the sort of data that we collected in the optimizer for the hard mode dungeon for Spider, just so that that gets rid of all inaccurate teams and suggestions and all that kind of stuff. That's going to go. We're going to get rid of it. And then we're also going to now allow all the new stuff to come in. So hopefully Spider 10 should be more reflective of the actual teams. Now, I did say in my video on Akimtum, I would be doing another video once the bug fix goes live of a properly speed tuned and in detail. So we're going to be doing that in a future video. The team still does work, but we had to make some adjustments. And the other bug fix we also had was the shield for the Fire Knight, where you would lose max HP even when you were attacking the Fire Knight shield when it wasn't on. So it should only reduce your max HP when you attack the shield stacks. Once the stacks are gone, you shouldn't lose max HP. So it's still a pretty impossible dungeon, and I haven't really done much effort since we tried to do it on stream. But before we get into that, I just want to give a shout out to Bloodline's Hero of Lithas for sponsoring this video. So thanks to Bloodline Hero of Lithas for sponsoring this video. Bloodline is a fantasy RPG hero collector where you are tasked with becoming the next High Guardian of Lithas. You can download this game today using my link in the description below or scanning the QR code, and you will be able to get yourself a free amazing starter pack with some free goodies worth 20 bucks. What makes Bloodline such a unique game is the ability for you to marry your heroes with companions and create brand new bloodlines and new heritage to build your legacy within Lithas. There are over 1,000 unique hybrid combinations, all with new traits every time you do the bloodline, and what's best, you get a new bloodline every fortnight. Not only is the game set in a deep, rich fantasy world, it looks freaking amazing with some of the best visuals I've seen in mobile gaming to date with 3D graphics. It looks amazing and it feels amazing to use your characters. Once you've created your unique heroes, you can take them to some rewarding late game PvP experiences. All players can join in battles in the seasonal guild wars, where you can work towards earning a new uniquely designed hybrid champion, Bloodcraft Legends, which have just been launched in this year. As you battle away in those guild wars and build your bloodlines, you're also building your kingdom and managing your economy with strategic gameplay that you need to be aware of. And you're also following the storylines of your characters and building your own legacy. So this creates a very cool, engaging game experience for you. So if that sounds like something you're really interested in, you can download this game now for free on iOS or Android using the link in my description below, or you can scan the QR code. You will be able to get yourself that starter pack that I talked about, which is worth $20, and it gives you a summoning crystal, 100,000 gold, and 100 diamonds. And thanks to the team over in Bloodlines, they have also given us the opportunity for the first 30 people who comment below in chat using their account ID and username from the game. You will get a free female orc champion, Ugrel, which is one of the best carries in the game to help you play the game. So thanks to Bloodline for sponsoring this game, and I will see you in the world of Lithas. So let's talk about the actual bug champion that I want to discuss in this video. Of course, you've probably seen it by the thumbnail. It is Stultus Dragonbane. He was a guaranteed champion, a guaranteed legendary for I think 150 ancients or 200 ancients. I can't exactly remember. I know it was an ancients. I'm pretty sure it was ancients. So Stultus Dragonbane was a reasonably new champion. He looks like a beast. I mean, he's got Draco's head on, which is pretty cruel. But he was added to the game, and he's actually a very strong champion. He has 2 AoE abilities. He self-buffs his increased attack, and he also has a chance to stun on a pretty high rate. You know, that's each hit has a 75% chance to stun when he attacks twice. So it's pretty much guaranteed. Bit of turn meter on the A1, and then of course this ability here. Now he's very good in some arena defenses, although his affinities is what punishes him in arena, because force is not great. You can't really kill the Duchess, but he's defense based, so he's quite tanky as a go second option. But what makes Stultus very unique, and what I was interested in when I saw his kit, is this passive, Untarnished. Whenever an enemy attempts to place a weaken, decrease defense, and more importantly, a poison debuff on this champion, reflects it back onto the attacker, and damage increases by 5% for each debuff on the target. Now, the second part is kind of cool, but it's not really what we really care about. It's the first part, specifically when we're talking about content such as Dragon hard mode, or Agreth the Nether Spider, right? Agreth, every time you attack her, she's going to do poison, especially if you A1, because if you drop the turn meter on Agreth the Nether Spider in the Doom Tower, then you're going to take poisons. So he can never take a poison, decreased defense, or weaken debuff. He'll always keep sending it back, which is really good for the new hard mode dungeon, because hard mode Dragon sends lots more poisons at you. So you can use him to effectively allow the boss to take itself down. Now, the bug that we talked about, I released a video on Stultus months ago now. When we first came out, when I first got him, I released it on Agreth, and we had this problem where on floor 50 hard, he seemed to land all of the passive. It always seemed to place, right? There's no cooldown on this. There's no chance. It happens every single time you place a poison, it deflects it back. The problem we were having on 90 hard, he was resisting. So I thought, okay, I just need to put more accuracy. I ran my Stultus in the end, I think around 400 accuracy with an aura, and it still was resistant. And someone in the chat, in the comments, basically said, I wonder if Stultus isn't using his own accuracy, it's using the spider's accuracy, the queen's accuracy. This would make sense, because on 50 hard for Agreth, the resistance and accuracy numbers are 200. So therefore, the equation the game uses to determine whether a debuff lands is going to work, because you normally need around about plus 20, plus 25 accuracy on top of the enemy's resistance to place your debuffs. So if they're 200 each, then the chances are, you might resist a few, but you're pretty much going to land it all the time. But when we get to 90 hard, the resistance goes up, but the accuracy doesn't. So therefore, your percentage chance goes way down, which makes more sense, because that totally makes sense. Because otherwise, why would Stultus in one particular area of the game for one particular boss not apply when every other champion has the same level of numbers for the accuracy versus resistance? So I automatically assumed, because Plarium, to be fair to them, they came back to me. I'm going to pull up the exact message I got from the mod chat. So this is the response I got back from the mod team in the official raid Discord. So this is coming directly from them. They go, hey there, regarding your report with Stultus and Agreth, devs and support ran the same comp you provided in the video, but they added more accuracy, and suddenly he did transfer them way more consistently. Long story short, the accuracy showcased in this video was just a bit too low. Okay, fine. Let me go double check what that accuracy number was. So you can see in this video here, I've pulled it from the easiest Nether Spider team that I recorded and released. I've actually got 363 accuracy on that Stultus, and you only need 350 for the highest stages of Doom Tower. So there's more than enough accuracy there. But they came back and they said you just needed more. I was like, fine, okay. I did ask what number was required. I didn't get a response. So now we're in an interesting position, because now we can actually test this properly with Hard Dragon. They've basically said that I didn't have enough accuracy in that build. So if that's the case, then when we look at Tainted Hellraiser, unless I build 345 accuracy, I should not be able to transfer any debuffs. If that is how it's coded correctly, as per what they described to me, 345. Now, what could happen here is, if what I've said in the initial bug report is correct, that the transfer is happening based on the target's accuracy, not the actual Stultus accuracy, then you can see the boss has got 330. So he's probably going to place those debuffs with maybe the odd 3% going up to about 6% chance instead, because we haven't quite got that 3, 4, 5. But if I put really low accuracy on my Stultus and he sends all those poisons back, then we've got a bit of a problem in terms of they're saying it's not bugged. It clearly quite obviously is. So the champion I've got here is built. He's built in 2-turn stone skin. We are actually doing a bit of a weird team that I'm going to be trying to perfect and refine. At the moment, it's not very stable. We were messing around with this on stream the other night. But essentially, I've got him at extremely slow speed, because the theory is, well, if this passive works, all I want to happen is the boss continuously keeps trying to put poisons on me, because as long as I can keep him alive, then it's going to be much faster for the boss to poison itself than for me to try and place poisons. we've got him in this ability, and as you can see, he has 0 accuracy. He's basically running off 35 in his gear. He's using the Great Hall in his base stats. There's nothing else in this build in terms of accuracy. He should not be able to transfer these debuffs if it is his accuracy that needs it to work. So let me show this team off. Let's see how it works. I obviously know the answer to this, but for the sake of drama, this is the team we're going to run. We're also using Le Burger in here, which is a secret OP kind of pick where you've got a 50% chance of extending all the duration of all poisons on a target when you get attacked. So also running super slow. And I'm also abusing the 6-star seer mechanic. It's, 329%. If you haven't seen my video on the world's strongest seer, it's pretty crazy how much damage this champion can do. So we're going to run this through. It's going to go super fast. This is a very, very fast run. This is why I'm trying to make it stable. But we can see here that Seer's just going to one-shot wave 1. She's going to then come through. We're going to just reset this, and we're going to one-shot this again. And now I'm going to slow it down so we can see what happens. So remember, as I said, if the Stultus requires actually to place his passive, this should resist. We shouldn't see any poisons on the boss, because I don't have any poisoners apart from Le Burger, and she is not going to take a turn before the boss takes a turn. So we should see no poisons on the boss. What are these? Obviously, we can't reflect the poison sensitivity. So, Plarium, this is where I'm now going to go. Perhaps you need to test this again, because clearly your summarization that I just needed more accuracy is a bit disingenuous. It's wrong. Just test the game code. If someone bug reports something to you, provides a video, gives you a summary of, I think this is what's happening, and your response is just build more accuracy, and it turns out actually what I was saying was correct, that's a bit of a problem. But anyway, the good thing is if they never bug fix this, Stultus is extremely broken for this fight. As you can see here now, if we run this really quickly, we're going to go through this, we'll put some poisons out. Anytime more poisons come in, we're just going to reflect more. Now, the challenge with this team is trying to keep the team alive before the boss just goes absolutely insane like he is now. It's going to be close. It's borderline. We do it. So we did it this time. This team could be extremely fun. I kind of wanted to do a showcase of this team, but I haven't had time to actually make it 100% yet. I'll run it again. You can see what I mean by it can fail. If it works and you can make it 100%, this is one of the fastest teams for Dragon 10 hard by far. Unless you're running like the double tiered or triple Calvalax teams, it's without question fast. The challenge you've got is trying to basically extend the poisons. If you can't get the Le Burger passive off, then you might struggle. As you can see here, where it's borderline. We did get it done that time. 28 seconds run because of the power of Stultus and Le Burger passives. It's, to be honest, a little bit stupid. Like, I'm completely not bringing a poisoner, but actually bringing a poisoner. So yeah, I wanted to showcase this off. If you're in possession of Stultus Dragonbane, whether you run him like the way I'm running him, or whether you run him in regen gear and make him really tanky, he is a viable 100%, one of the best options to try and beat this boss. You can see how much he can actually poison the boss in terms of damage. You just need to basically get through this and keep him alive. If you can keep him alive, it's really fast. He is doing 0 damage because it's not his poisons, but the boss is dying from all of the poisons. So that is Stultus Dragonbane. Another option you can do with Stultus, with this kind of option is Yumiko. Yumiko is really good for exactly the same thing. Yumiko has this A2 ability with Hex where whenever she places it on a boss, 50% of any debuff that boss places on any ally will get reflected back before it gets placed. It's like insane. It's absolutely insane to actually try and beat this boss. In the week, I'm going to be doing some more different teams in a video for you, so you have different Dragon 10 options to try out. Yumiko's great. Stultus is great. I've seen a lot of Mithrala usage as well. Also, if you've got 2 Stultuses, you can just put them both in the team. They're both going to reflect it back. I would imagine potentially there's some use with Riho's passive as well, where you can send the poisons back when you take them, and that gives you like a cleanse for everyone else as well at the same time to help you get through those. But it's not necessarily as good as Stultus because obviously the rest of her kit doesn't really make sense for that encounter. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to highlight Stultus being broken. The dev in me wants this bug fix to be resolved because obviously it's clearly not like working as intended, or at least for them to update the description to say he won't require his accuracy. But then if that's the case, it's a bit rubbish because you can't really control the transfer and the debuffs back. So I don't really think that works. Other transfer debuffs like Lysandra, she requires actually to place the debuff. someone like Constantine requires accuracy to place those debuffs. So on a passive level, it should do exactly the same thing in my opinion. So the dev in me wants it bug fixed, but the player in me would go, I feel bad if people are relying on this strategy to get through that content and now they can't. So I don't necessarily want to break people's hearts in that kind of point of view. But there you go. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.